sugar skull, and it is a bit different to your typical one because mostly people do bright colours and loads of glitter, etc. I think this is pretty simple for you to achieve. I only really used 3 main products. I know a lot of people like to wear this kind of look on Halloween. I don't know, it is very popular, so that is why I wanted to do my own take on it. I am fully aware that it is not exactly scary. So we should definitely just jump straight into the tutorial so you guys can see how you can achieve this look, or if you just want to see how I achieved it, then just keep watching the video. So I'm starting out with half of my face already done, as you can probably tell, and I always do this so then when I come to film it I know every single thing of what I'm going to do. So if you see this coming up in my view, I'm sorry, this is going to be difficult because I've never done anything like this before and I have to hold my mirror too. So I'm going to start off by taking this contour shade and I'm going to use that to contour on this little brush. And I'm just going to basically take it under the cheekbone like I normally would and smudge it around a bit more because obviously it hasn't got to be precise. This is a skull, for goodness sake. And I'm just going to blend that out. Obviously we don't want any harsh lines, so you kind of want to go in this whole area here. Normally when you see a skull there is no bottom half of the face. I'm also taking that in this little triangle here and this section here, but leaving this bit free as this is a bone that sticks out, so it doesn't need to have a shadow. And I just know this because I have drawn a couple of skulls for like art and stuff. But if you need to, for stuff like this, you can... oh dear. Blend that out because that's too harsh. You can obviously look at pictures for some reference of what you want to do. And I'm also taking that below the jawline as well because that is a bone and it's definitely going to have some shadow there. Yes, this can look a little bit muddy, so because it is a skeleton and you are supposed to look like you actually have shadows on your face, and it doesn't have to be like a flawless contour or anything. And I didn't mention, but I started out with foundation on my face and I have already powdered on top of that. I also want to add a bit of a shadow here because if you feel around your face, you can generally feel where your bone structure is unless you have a really chubby face, obviously. So I kind of like have a dent in my bone here. If you feel your face you might have it too. I'm just going to add a bit of a shadow there. And still using the same shade, I am going to start on the eye. You can definitely trace just a circle around your eye wherever you want it to go, or you can feel for where your skull actually goes in and you have the hole for your eye. I don't know what to call it. So it kind of stops just here, but you want to go up here too because this bone that goes up to your eyebrow and then onto your forehead, it's like sort of on a slant like that. So it's going to be shadowed too. And I'm just going to start shading in that area. I'm creating a circle around here. So right where my bone starts to go in down here, and I'm taking that up to the eyebrow but just missing off this start bit because I feel that is where my skull starts to go flat. And even this bit, naturally it has a shadow because that is where your bone structure starts to change around this area here. So when you've built up that colour as much as you want to, I'm going to take a black eyeshadow, because if you feel right here, your bone literally stops. So you've got no bone here. You want to fill that in with black because that's going to be the darkest area. But I'm basically just taking it up to the crease of my eye. And also right here, I feel that my bone just goes in a little more, so I'm just going to deepen that area up too. So I'm just taking my blending brush because I've created a really harsh line, and regardless of it being a skull or whatever, I personally don't want any harsh lines in my eyeshadow. And once that is all blended out nicely and how you want it to be, I'm going to go in with a white pencil, and I'm going to sharpen it so it's nice and pointy at the tip, and I'm just going to trace around this sort of hole that we've created. And if you get any of the shadow onto your eyeliner pencil, then you can just wipe it off on the back of your hand until your pencil is white again. And you can do that obviously as many times as you need to. Now if you've made a big mess like I have at this point, you can take some concealer and a little flat brush and just clean that edge up. And later we can actually clean up the line from the inside as well. I'm just going to finish creating it. It's always more difficult to do the second eye after you've finished the whole of the first eye. I'm going to go back in with the colour that we used for the shadow, but I'm taking it on a flat, smaller brush instead of a big fluffy brush. So now I can just go around and cover up as much of that white pencil that got into the shadow bit as I want. And also just remember that nobody's face is absolutely symmetrical. So now we have created the border, we need to create some petals. I'm going to try and do the same amount of petals on each eye, but it might fail, it might not, I don't know. See, I have gone a little bit thick with the pencil here, but I'm just going to leave that. You can definitely clean it up with a concealer if you want to, but I know these sparkly things I'm going to put on later are going to cover it up. Just because it is a pencil, you can literally rub it away with your finger. I feel like that's a lot better. Now you can just keep going over the white pencil to make it as pigmented as you want it to be. Remember to keep your pencil nice and pointy. So for now I think I'm done with the eyes, and I'm going to move on to this little cobweb embellishment that I'm doing on my forehead. So what what I did for this side was I laid my pencil flat and drew it up. So I'm going to try and do that on this side as well. I'm going back in with the contour shade. What I was supposed to do earlier was, with the remaining black on this brush, is deepen up these shadows a bit. And you should have done this before putting the white on, but I forgot about it on this side of my face, so I'm just going to be really careful not to get it onto it. Kind of going to create a bit of a shadow in the cobweb. So I'm going to go the opposite side that I did on this side. I just kind of filled half of it in with the shadow. So I'm going to do it on the opposite side. If you start by the straight line and then drag it out, it will just easily fade out for you. Now I am moving on to the skeleton mouth. And yes, before you say anything, I completely know this is not what the structure of a mouth looks like. It's just how I am choosing to do it for this look. Taking it on the corner of my mouth, so it's hard to speak, and just sort of dragging it up towards my contour. I'm going to create some little teeth. For the actual bit on the lips, I'm just drawing 3 lines, that includes the middle one, so just 2 more lines on the lip. And then on the top lip too. I am just drawing 1 line here and then 3 smaller lines across. Kind of just looks like a fish skeleton, doesn't it, really? And again, with the contour shade, we are going to take it on this smaller brush and just fill it in a bit. So to make this really super easy, all you have to do is place it at the inner portion and then drag it out, and that is basically how it's going to be done. And there you have your fish skeleton lips. For the little thing on the nose, so this bit of your nose is bone and then this bit here is all cartilage. So when you actually die, this part of your nose degrades, this bit of cartilage here and this bit of bone stays. So the reason why we do this little shadow on the nose is because this bit is non-existent, like all of this bit here. But this bone is, so then we're going to have a shadow here. You can get a template off the internet for this as well, but I'm just going to wing it. And then obviously I'm filling it in with the contour shade again. This little waterline area is really bugging me. I Therefore I'm going to just fill it in with a black kohl pencil. Now for the little diamantes. I'm not really using diamantes, I'm just using these sequins, and I did have an assorted like massive bag of them, but I've already separated out the ones I need. I would tell you where they're from, but I have absolutely no idea. I've had them sitting in my drawer for ages, so I just picked them out and they don't even say on the packet anyways. And to adhere these to my face, I am just using this eyelash adhesive. Now, I don't really have a plan for what I'm going to do with my hair, but I know that I want it to be like greyish, so I'm going to take some dry shampoo. This is a cheaper version and it's from Superdrug, so I'm just going to spray it quite a lot onto my hair to get a thick layer of the white grey colour, and then I'm not going to rub it in like I normally would, just so that the grey stays there. And then of course we must add a flower. And so that is the look complete. I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and please give it a thumbs up if you think this is a good look and you might try it out for Halloween, and please subscribe to my channel.